invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. To join me as we breathe in to the count of 5, hold it to the count of 5, and exhale to the count of 5. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more time, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding, 2, 3, 4, 5. And completely exhaling with a sigh, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so just bring your attention to the top of your head, allowing the sensation of your breath to cascade over your body. Breathing away all the stress. Feeling the hair follicles in your scalp relax and release any tension. Allowing that cascading release to find its way down over your shoulders, over your arms to your fingers, your upper body, your chest, your back. Simply washing away all of the stress, enveloping your physical body in a vibration of relaxation, of peace. Following that cascading, relaxing breath down across your midsection, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your shins, your ankles, your feet, all relaxing as your breath cascades down. And then see your breath drawing up into your physical body as you breathe in. Experience the breath breathing up through your feet, filling every cell in your body with the oxygen and the nourishment of divinity itself breathing you. Feel that breath work its way up through your physical being, up through your legs, up through your torso, expanding every cell with the breath of life, up through your neck, up through your head, and out the top of your head, cascading back down over all of your body. Just watching it, feeling it cascade down over your entire physical being, washing away all stress. And again, feeling the breath come up through the bottoms of your feet, through the very soles of your feet, moving up through the interior of your physical being till it reaches the apex of the top of your head and bursts forth through, cascading back down over the exterior. I invite you to just continue this cycle for a bit before we go into our contemplative reading. And so with your next breath, I invite you to go a bit more deeply into that internal place of listening, the contemplator within. And I invite you to contemplate these words of Tracy Brown, licensed practitioner with Centers for Spiritual Living. The whole me, no sharp edges, just curving lines in constant motion, weaving in and out of the traffic of life. That's me. In 5 colors, some earth, some bright, some separation, some overlap. Confusing if you focus on one part too long. Inspiring if you step back and notice the flow. No sharp edges, only bends in the road. No wrong answers, just adventures to unfold. Separate paths connecting and converging as one. When I let the whole me be. So I breathe, taking a breath, taking myself in awareness more deeply into that place within that recognizes the self, the infinite self, the whole self. I recognize this one as the very source, the very substance, and the very cause of all creation. I recognize this one as life, love, peace, power, presence. I recognize this one as infinite, having no edges, its very center, everywhere present. I recognize the eternality of this one life. Having no beginning, it can have no end. It simply has always been and is now. I recognize that by whatever name I call it, far too vast to be encompassed, to be understood, to be limited by a label, by a name. It is the divine love, the life of all. And being the one source, the one substance, and the one creative activity, all life must be made out of it, by it, expressing it, as it, surrounded by it, fully infused with it. This is the inseparability of the unity in which all life initiates and lives and returns to, from the invisible, unformed, to the formed, back to the invisible, never separate. This is my life. The very breath I breathe, the breath of the infinite. The mind, the consciousness that is knowing itself, being itself, expressing itself as this thing I call me, is the consciousness through which life operates as me. No separation. And so being made out of it, by it, I am fully infused with it. And so I speak my word, recognizing it is the word of the infinite, speaking through this container I call me, expressing itself into being. I speak my word this morning, making real in experience that each and every individualized cell in the body of infinite creation is awakening to its magnificence. That I am awakening to the magnificence of each cell in the body of the infinite. No longer content or willing to separate myself at any level. And so I hold myself accountable, knowing that healing begins in mental healing. I take responsibility for my thoughts about creation. I take full responsibility for my thinking about any and every individualized expression of Creator in form. I take responsibility to remind myself to do the work in consciousness, to remember over and over again that all is God expressing. That this journey of one is a journey of individualized cells traveling together. That this journey of one is a journey of multiplicity, yet never separate. I hold myself accountable to be responsible to the whole, no longer willing to exempt myself. I live, move, and have my being in the truth that this is a journey of many as one. I take responsibility knowing that each breath, each thought, each action impacts the whole. So I am intentional. I am purposeful. I am aware. I stand on the agency of love and guide consciousness from that agency to that agency. Always returning to love. Never, never, never again fooled by human condition. And yet never ignoring the opportunity of healing. Standing squarely in the experience, the full human experience, and knowing the truth beyond condition, the truth beyond behavior, the truth beyond circumstances, and calling that oneness, that perfection, that magnificence forward in every situation, in every circumstance, in every individualized expression of this one magnificent life. This is the life I choose to live. A life of love, a life of peace, a life expressing infinite power, infinite presence, oneness. So grateful to feel the peace of oneness wash through me, to feel the calm, to feel the presence, to remember it is all there is. And so in this gratitude, from this place of experiencing the invisible made visible as me, I release my word. I release my word knowing it is the word of the infinite. Beyond the human, it is the divine speaking itself into being. That there is nothing for me to do and everything for me to be. And so I release, I let go, and I step into being. I invite you, if any of this has resonated with you, that you intentionally, mentally claim it as your own, empower it as your prayer as we say together. Amen. Shalom. Aho. Ashe. And so it is. Have a fabulous day, beloveds. Know that you are loved. Namaste.